Okay, so this is the third special edition of Jiu-Jitsu povídání. My guest right now is Martyna Kapuscinska. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Who is, for the people who don't know, like European champion under IBJJF rule set, then also world champion double gold at IBJJF rule set in brown belts. And then also, I suppose, like several times Polish national champion in both IBJJF and ADCC.
In IBJJF, I didn't really compete in this one, but I competed at ADCC. So.
Okay. And then also like many times the salt competition winner both category and absolute, right?
Yeah.
And a part of like your jiu-jitsu accomplishments, I know that you have bachelor degrees in mathematics and you are still like pretty young, like 23, right?
Yes, I'm 23.
Okay. Do you have any other like accomplishments or anything that you would like to mention about yourself as an introduction?
No, I think that's pretty much.
That's pretty much
yeah, I train in Academia Gorilla in Warsaw and this is it.
And today you were promoted freshly to your black belt.
Yeah, I got promoted.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So if we were to like start maybe from the beginning, Marcin told me that it's interesting that you were awarded pretty much like each of your belt level was awarded in different gym.
Yeah.
So maybe if you can like kind of quickly go through your journey with the jiu-jitsu, what age you started and when you moved to different clubs.
Yeah, so I'm not like proud of that. Like I didn't ever like plan this to happen, to like switch it so many times.
Yeah.
It just life just went this way, and I switched it first for university, then I switched it again for university, and then the last one was for the training purposes in Warsaw. And I liked all the gyms I trained at. Like I gained a lot of them. I feel like, you know, with, of course, like, you know, I'm sad that I haven't like built like a long history with one gym, which is like, you know, some people, for example, they got their first belt and last belt from one coach, and it's amazing to see. Like I'm super jealous, and like this is super like emotional for me to see somebody like being like under one gym for so long. But just like so happened that I had some like let's say wrong choices in my. It wasn't like that deep, but I just like, you know, I was looking for my place, and I had the privilege to. From my parents, who were supportive every time I was saying that to them, like, hey, like I feel like it's a good idea to move out. And so first I switched to from my home gym, which is Berserker's Team Szczecin. I moved for university to Poznań, and I spent there like, I think it was like 7 months or something. It was during COVID. Our university was pretty much online, so I was just sitting in my room all the time and training. And then during summer, I made the decision to move to Krakow. So it was like after the first year of university, I decided I don't want to continue. It was mostly for university reasons. And so I switched to Krakow, and the university in Krakow was amazing. Like it was so good. Like, and I was also like, I basically started studying the same subject, just in a different city. And then in Krakow, I completed my degree, and then I moved to Warsaw. Yeah. So this is basically like.
Yeah. So you were switching the gyms just because you were like. Basically, you had no other choice because the university.
I mean, I had choices. Like I could stay, but all of these choices like weren't easy. Like I didn't want to move. Like all these choices were hard for me. Like I was thinking about a lot. Like of course, like I had in my head every single time I was moving, like jiu-jitsu was this thing I was thinking like, oh, if I move to this city, what's gonna happen with my jiu-jitsu? Like, and how was the jiu-jitsu community is gonna react to me switching gym again? But then, I don't know, at the end of the day, it's like, I really felt like it's gonna be best for me to move out of some cities, and it just worked so I ended up in Warsaw. But it was never like, you know, I have good relationships with all the gyms I train at. I really like, I'm grateful for everything they taught me. Like, I can tell like I've learned so much from every single one of them, like different things, different perspectives. And like, I know not everybody has like this privilege to train in so many gyms and to experience so many like different coaching styles and everything. But yeah, this is at least one good thing that I got out of it. So,
and I think like in jiu-jitsu, I think it's like from the roots of the jiu-jitsu, it's usually like considered bad to be switching the gyms. But if I compare it to like the judo that I used to do since I was a child until I was like 22, in that sport, it's, let's say, like much more common that you are in a certain club until certain age, and then if you want to like get better, it's pretty much inevitable to move to like a bigger club that has like a, let's say, more high level athletes, so you can like train with them. And then after you are done like with high school and you want to like follow up with the university, you will very likely have to switch the gyms again, because there are like training centers for certain age groups, let's say. So in judo, it's pretty much normal and it's systematized. So like the results can be produced like with certainty. So yeah, I don't think it should be anything bad like switching the gyms in.
Like, I definitely, when I was thinking about like, should I move to Warsaw, I had in my mind like, oh, how people are gonna react, like try transferring again and everything. But and this decision was scary because I knew that there's like no, you know, I can't reverse this decision. Like, I can't transfer again. So it's like, you know, because with every single transfer, I'm like, okay, this is the last one. This is the last one. Okay. And like now, I think it's really the last one. Like, hopefully. But now when I'm like here, I've spent some time in Warsaw. Like I'm so grateful I did it. Like, even though I had so many like doubts in my head, like, oh, what people are gonna say and everything. And like, I'm so happy now with all the training progress I'm doing and with the community I have in Warsaw, that like, it's just stupid for me that I was like thinking about like staying in, I'm not saying like certain gym like wasn't bad, because I have good relationship with people, as I said, in these gyms, but just for me personally, this decision was just very good, like especially with, for example, the amount of girls we have in Warsaw. Like, this is just such a new thing for me. Like, I can spend entire training doing only specific with high level girls, and I can spar only with girls. Like of course I spar with guys as well, but like, I have the option to spar with girls. And if I want to work on like some new skills, like, I don't have to immediately go for the lightest guy in the room, who's gonna be probably like 75 kilos, which is not like as light as you think for a girl. And I can go with like a girl and then see, okay, this works, this doesn't, and then like improve more. So
yeah, that's true, that it's very rare to like bump into a gym that has such a like deep variety of like women sparring partners. Like at our gym in Brno, we also have like I would say a good number of girls, but some of them are like higher level, some of them are more hobbyists, but just having them, it's pretty good for like each other of them to be able, like, as you are saying, you can do every round with other girl and you don't have to spar with the boys at all. But also at the same time, when the girls spar with us, it's also okay for them, I would say.
Yeah, like like I definitely now, for example, use my rounds with girls in a different way. Like, for example, I can, for example, focus on the skill development with girls, and with boys, I can like focus on the things that I think should be like polished. So like, you know, I don't have to do like new techniques, like try them on guys, which is going to be, of course, hard because of the strength and weight differences, but I can try it on girls, and then I can, with the improvement I'm getting, I can then like try it on boys. And this is just super fun because I don't have this like big gap in the beginning of skill development when I just have to jump from nothing to somehow doing it to guys. So,
and also it's much more like much less stress on your body when you like accumulate the training sessions over the week, right?
Yeah,
because
probably.
If you have to start like spar with the guys all the time, at the end of the week, most likely you will be pretty tired, but now you can scale the training towards like how are you feeling?
Yeah, sometimes I remember in like some gyms I would like choose my rounds, and then, you know, I would run out of light people. So then, like, for example, the last round would be like some average, like medium heavy guy, which is still like, for a girl, it's pretty heavy. And I don't remember even now when was the last time I like had to do a run with a guy just because I ran out of light people. Like we do have a lot of lightweights, especially also like we just have like light guys in our gym as well, so it's super cool. So yeah.
Okay, so maybe if we can go back to the mathematics study, what made you choose the mathematics?
So I don't know. I think one of the criteria was the fact that I was competing in. I was like super focused on jiu-jitsu in my last grade in high school, and I didn't really want to do like in this Polish A exam, matura. You usually need to write like one foreign language, and then you have to like choose like on average like 2 subjects. And one of it was math, because it comes to me a little easier than to other people. So it was just an easy option for me. And then the other one, I was thinking, and like, I didn't know if I should do like what my classmates were doing, because I wasn't really interested in it. And then I saw that in Poznań, which is the city I moved to, you can study math, and the only subject you need to pass on this A exam to get there is math. Okay. So I was like, okay, like if I can do it, because I was just trying to get to Poznań just for jiu-jitsu. I didn't. The university was like, oh, it's there, you know, but it wasn't my main priority when I was choosing the city. So then I was like, okay, like if I want to go to Poznań, like. I can get to this mathematics university and with only one subject. And then it also made sense. Like my parents are pretty invested in like our future. Let's say they read a lot about like what to study, what's pointless and what's not. And they were pretty like encouraging when I said, what about math? And they were like, this is pretty universal also. Like it's the world is like changing pretty quickly, and like these skills I got are just not like specific skills I can apply somewhere, but they are just universal. Like they gave me some kind of understanding of this mechanism, and then I can like apply it to something.
Okay. So the bachelor's degree in math was in just like general mathematics, or was it something like at least a little bit specific math?
No, it was general. Math. No, because you choose the specialization on a master's.
Okay.
So the bachelor is just same for everybody.
And as you were approaching the end of the bachelor's, were you thinking about a certain kind of master degree, or by that time you were already certain that I will finish my bachelor's and then I will focus 100% on jiu-jitsu?
To be fair, I didn't know. Like this year, this 2025, when I came back from boards, in December 2024, and then it was Christmas. I had like a lot of university material to catch up with, and it excluded me from training for like 1 or 2 months. Okay. Like it's not like I stopped training, but I was like definitely training less. And then from this moment, like I had some like private like family stuff, and I wasn't really training as often. So when I graduated in June, I didn't know what's gonna happen. Like I applied for a master in Krakow, and I was just like, didn't really know what's gonna happen, because the decision of moving to Gorilla I made in August.
Okay.
Yeah, I went there just to train, and I stayed for a couple of weeks, and that was the time where Katarina was one of the girls. Yeah, she came to the gym, and she said, yeah, she's gonna move, and then also some other girls just came as well, and I was thinking like, this is a really good training environment. And then Martin asked me as well, like, hey, like, what do you think? And Martin wasn't like pressuring on me or anything. He was just like asking me, hey, like, do you want to move? And I said, no, I have my master. Like, that's literally what I told him when he asked me if I want to move when I came there in August. But then when I started preparing for Euros, I don't know, I guess I love this process. Like I kind of got into jiu-jitsu like really, really deeply again, so that, you know, you watch the instructionals in the bus, and it's been a long time since I had it. So I was like, maybe this is a sign, maybe not. And I was thinking about moving, and I gave myself like half a year to stay in Krakow. But basically, like, I think in September, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna move in half a year. If nothing's gonna change, then, I mean, nothing. If like nothing is gonna change in my head, then I'm gonna move, and that's what happened. So, unfortunately, like I want something on the way, which I didn't plan like to do it like this way, but yeah, that was fun.
So, right now, you are not studying anything, and you are 100% focused on jiu-jitsu. And I was asking even Nathan, like, how is he living off purely jiu-jitsu, because he's also not doing any other like non-jiu-jitsu relating work that would make him like any kind of income. So I would like to ask you, how is it because in general in sports for women it's usually much harder to make like reasonable income, and in jiu-jitsu I think it's fair to say that's for sure the same, or maybe even harder.
We just, let's say statistically, like, of course, like let's say the average jiu-jitsu training man is 80, 90.
Yeah.
So they usually don't ask women for private. So yes, like what you're saying, like makes sense, but not because like we're getting like, I don't know, this is some kind of, you know, I just mean like just statistic is not in our favor. So yeah.
And so are you able to make like a decent living right now from jiu-jitsu?
So when I moved in January, like I didn't know how it's gonna go. And like, fortunately, my parents are extremely supportive. Like, even though I said like, hey, I think I'm gonna like drop out of university, like I need to do it, and I feel like it's a really good decision. They said like, okay, like we're gonna support you, like we're not gonna like leave you just like whatever. So I had this like mental like, because, you know, I knew that if I don't make it, like I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna die. Like they will help me, like I will have something to eat and everything, like, you know. And so I started, like I had some seminars and super fights in the beginning of the year, which was really good because I made this money and I just didn't put it into anything because I knew I'm gonna need it. So I made a lot of money from this competing and seminar and the camp from the beginning of the year. And, you know, I had it for like, you know, just some emergency situations. And then when it comes to privates, like, you know, it's with privates, like you never know. With sometimes your privates just call you and say, "Hey, I don't feel like it. Let's just cancel it." And yeah, I'm like, okay, like. So I right now, like, let's say I have like with regular privates, I have like 5 people, I would say, and I have more, but they are just not like they are not like certain, you know. But I would say like if it's a normal week, I have like five people coming. So and this is also the first time I ever like started doing privates. So I was like scared, like, oh, how is it gonna go? Like, so yeah, so with this private, also like I came in January to Gorilla, and it's like the middle of the year, so it's hard to, for example, if I were to start teaching, January is a pretty hard month to do it, because, you know, every single group basically is like covered by people. And so whatever new I would start teaching is gonna probably start from September, when they're just rescheduling everything. So I don't know how it's gonna go from September, but right now I only do privates and I just only do jiu-jitsu. And I have some like other ways of making money. Like, for example, I can do like math tutoring or something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this is, so yeah, so I mean, I never like regretted it, you know, this decision, like to do it. Like, even on the weeks I had 0 privates, I was like, this is, you know, this is just the beginning. This is my first 6 months of doing it. Like, it would be weird if I got like flooded with privates. So I'm chill about it. I like all of my privates. Like, it's super fun. I had some weird people, but overall it's a very fun experience. And yeah, this is like, I was scared, but it's super fun, to be fair, to be honest.
And also, from what I've noticed, I didn't really follow that much of like woman content on Instagram, but I know that you have like babskie jitsu.
Yeah, we have like an organization in Poland led by like Mariola from Poznań and her friends, and they are just focusing on promoting jiu-jitsu in women. And Mariola reached out to me and Julia 2 years ago, I believe, to do a camp, and we did one in Kraków. And we only had like some Polish titles back then, and we just did it regularly. I think we did do it like twice a year, every year, and it's going great. Like this March, we did it in Warsaw, in like a big gym, which didn't have, which just we could do like as many people can sign up as possible, and 70 women signed up, and we had to close the registration because I told Mariola, like, listen, like, if we're gonna do a seminar for 70 people, like, I'm gonna only have like some people will, I won't have time to go to every single person, and I think like they deserve like me to like, you know, look at them at least twice during this training. So we spoke and we like just agreed that, okay, let's close it this time. But we had to close it, and it was 70, which is crazy to me. And like to teach the seminar, I was so stressed, like, oh my God, 70 people is gonna watch me do it. But yeah, so this is working really well, and we also have a second edition in November, but we don't know the date yet because of all this competition. All these majors are announcing now or in like soon.
The Europeans are not even announced
exactly yet. So we think it's gonna be November, but it's hard to say. We're just waiting for them.
And before that, there will be like Fionn Davies in September.
Yeah, there's gonna be I'm gonna be on it in September in Warsaw as well.
Okay, nice, nice. And also, as you've mentioned, like the super fights, is it like at least something that can pay you, like, do the organizations cover your plane ticket and hotel, and then they give you like extra money for the fight itself?
So when I was up and coming, and I had only Polish titles, I would accept super fights for nothing. So I would either get paid only for accommodation. Once I got paid for nothing just to come, but the exposure was good in this one. Once I also paid for everything. Yeah, it was around like, I'm saying about super fights in UK I did.
Yeah.
And so when I was up and coming, I didn't really have much to say, like I didn't have like many accomplishments. I would accept it, like not every single one, but I was basically any kind of like super fight I could get even on like the smallest show, I would get it. I would just to like build a name in. And yeah, so I would take it. And sometimes I would be surprised. Like I had some really small shows that would fly me there and would pay me for the flights and for the accommodation. Or for example, they wouldn't pay for accommodation, but they would like organize me accommodation at somebody's place, which is also fine for me. Like I'm not an Olympic athlete. I don't need my private room. So it's okay. I can sleep like at your mom's place. So I used to do that. Now I mean, now Martin is taking care of like us and treating us like properly, but I actually only take super fights which pay me money for showing up. So it's not only accommodation and travel, but also for the fight. And it should be like, no matter the result, like if I lose or win, I should get something for the fight because, you know, I spend the time to prepare for it and everything. So
nice.
So yeah, and the money is pretty
reasonable.
Good. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's pretty similar, to be fair, in Poland and in UK from what I experienced. Yeah.
Okay. And if we combine that together with like the prize money from the salt tournaments here and there, I think in Poland it's fair to say that at almost pretty much every event that I saw recently, there is like open class where there are some money.
I mean,
right?
with men, yes. With women, it's different. For example, ADCC does the limit. It only gives money if there's 8 competitors. Okay. And then it sometimes creates situations like, for example, last year, I didn't compete at the ADCC because like 2 days before the deadline, I saw, and it was the last deadline, so, you know, it was pretty pricey. I saw that there's 6 verified women in the open. So I knew that even if I sign up, and pay, I will be 7th, and I don't know if these girls who are signed up but not verified will verify. So I didn't sign up, and they, at the end of the day, they got the money, and that's super like cool. Like this is okay. I mean, okay, this is of course fun. Like I'm like I did a mistake, and like it's nice that they got it. But yeah, just these limits create some calculations. Like for example, Salt doesn't do limits. And yes, when you see the history of Salt, like the first editions had like 5, 7, even once they had 3 women in open, but they never did any limitation on from which amount of people they will give the money. And then the numbers started growing. It was 10, 12, and then the biggest women open was 18, which is for me, 18 women in an open pro category is just unthinkable of, and I was in this open as well. So yeah, they grew, and now whenever Salt is gonna happen, they always have more than 8. So with these limitations, I understand that the organizer, like, I don't know, like some say, for example, they don't want to give this money for free because, you know, with less than 8 people, somebody will have a bye, then he's in the semi-final. So he can already fight for and then if this person loses, he can still fight for the third place. So and the third place is money. So I get it. I get this argumentation, but I think if you want these women to come, the limit is not really helping. You can do the lower limits, like you can do 4, you can do 6, you can fight for the third place, for example. But yeah, the 8 limit is just like, I get women's jiu-jitsu is growing, and like 8 is not a lot, but just sometimes it's hard to get 8. Like, as I said with the salt thing, like at the beginning it was lower, and women and men also have 8. For example, at ADCC this year, they in men's open it was like something below 20. So look how many men there's more than women in jiu-jitsu, and we have the same limit, and there's like 20 men and 7 women, so we are still like, our ratio is not as bad as overall, and they didn't get the money, unfortunately. So, but you know, I'm not the organizer of the competition, so like that's what I would do, for example, if I wanted to grow this women's divisions.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, what your question was, like, you can win money every month. Yeah, basically it's pretty possible. Sometimes with these limitations it's hard, but yeah, very often you can win something once in a month, once in 2 months, something like this.
So if you combine that with like seminar here and there, privates on a, let's say, regular basis kind of, then it's pretty much reasonable to say that you are able to make like a normal living of being professional.
We are also, it's hard for me to say because we also get support from Gorilla. Like, you know, Gorilla has Patron and some sponsors, and we don't, for example, pay for everything when we go to competitions. Like, we get covered a lot by Martin and by the gym. So to be fair, like, I'm never, like, for example, afraid that I will not be able to afford a competition because I know that my gym is going to help me.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to say because I know that from a competitor's point of view, like, these competitions are usually pretty pricey, especially, for example, trials.
Yeah.
So this is a expensive thing. Like, you pay for the starting fee, you drive there, I don't know, you pay for sauna to make weight, you know, hotel and everything. This is a medical certificate if you don't have one. This is a lot of money, and we just are in a great position with our gym and Martin that we just don't have to like worry about it.
Yeah. And so it doesn't limit your decision making, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which competition to do or not.
Yeah, Martin just makes us like focus only on competing, not on the whole competition, like logistics.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's pretty good. Okay, so about that. Then you've also mentioned that you are watching instructionals, and I wanted to ask you even before you mentioned that, because I remember we were at some camp, and even in between the training sessions, you were watching some instructionals. So which instructionals do you like the most?
Personally, because it differs, like,
yeah, of course,
I really liked Mikey Musubechi Berimbolo, because it all just started, but the Nogi version, because that's how I learned Berimbolos. And I really like also Jason Rao Argard. That's what I'm working on right now, for example. Deusz Szczeciński, shotgun ankle lock is a pretty good one. I don't know, I like pretty much all of them because I watch people I like. So it's very rarely that I watch something and I'm like, no, this is bullshit, like, don't show me that. But recently I watched the Gordon Ryan's Back Escape, and it's pretty, like, I feel super comfortable right now when somebody has my back, and I want to watch attacks right now, but this is a very long instructional. It's like 9 hours or something, so yeah, I don't know. And also when I watch instructional, I also need like a second person to come before training to drill with this person. And I had Emma, this girl came to Gorilla from Italy, and she's like a gym rat. She just spent the entire day there, and it was perfect because we were just drilling these back escapes, and that was good. But Emma came back to Italy, at least for now. So right now, I don't know, because, you know, the girls are studying, for example, and I need to find another gym rat.
Okay. So that's cool that you've mentioned that, like, you watch the people that you like, because for myself, watching Gordon Ryan, it's impossible to do.
Because of the way of how he talks?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
For whatever reason, I'm not able to like keep listening to him. But when it comes to Danaher, like I really enjoy watching his stuff, even though I watch it like on 1.5 or 1.75.
Of course, yeah.
I really enjoy like every moment of it. And even though I know the value of the Gordon Ryan's instructionals, I'm still not able to keep watching.
Just to be clear, I meant like the people you like jiu-jitsu wise, of course, not like...
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes when he starts, like, he does some technique and then he says, yeah, I fucked this guy up on this competition with this technique. I'm like, come on, like, can you just show the move and not...
Okay. So you've mentioned Mikey, Jason Rao, Mateusz, and Gordon. From the Jason Rao, I know that he has like already several instructionals. Do you have any others other than R-guard from him that you like, or you just
I like outside Ashi, but I haven't finished it yet. But it's also really good. And I watched also. I mean, from him, probably everything is good. Like he's a very good mind in jiu-jitsu. But just what I implemented a lot in my game, I would say this R-guard and some of this outside Ashi as well.
Okay. And when you are like studying the instructionals, how do you approach studying that instruction?
So if I watch it, I make notes and I screen record and I just combine it. And I just make like a short review. And then, because like if I ask somebody to, hey, can you come to drill this instruction with me before training? Like I know that some people don't have time or don't want to watch this 8-hour instructional.
Yeah.
So I make like a short like review of it. So it's for me so that I can like very quickly go back, oh, this is that. But then second, like I can show it to a person and, you know, this person doesn't need to watch this entire instructional. So I like to watch the entire thing because I feel like there's a big value in this non-recorded, in like what he says between showing the moves. Like I, for example, enjoy it and I feel like this is what makes me really understand this move. But for somebody who wants to just come 30 minutes before training, like this person, sometimes they don't care about this. They just don't want to do like a short review. And this is perfect for me because I just show it to them and then we can focus on the technique, on the specifics. So yeah, that's what I do. This is how I came up with. This is how I developed most of the stuff that I implemented into my game. So like if I watch an instructional, I make notes, I do like a screen recording of some moves, and then I invite somebody, hey, can you come 30 minutes before for, you know, a week or two? And then after we finish the instructional or just to the point where we are like, okay, this is pretty much it.
Yeah.
We're done.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think what you've mentioned, it's pretty important to, like, in order to get the techniques correctly and quickly, it's very important to listen to the context of like the explanation, because this is like the part that I've heard several people already said that, you know, usually the first part, they just talk. So I usually skip the first part and I go to the second part with the techniques. And like, what's like, I would say very signature of Danaher's instructionals, that you can watch the first part and improve that theme even if you don't watch the following techniques, because in the first part he usually like explains the concepts of the system and then he shows the like certain techniques that are used in that concept. So I think it's like a really bad idea to skip just the talking part, because that talking part, it's something that will make the techniques from the other parts really work like together.
Yeah, so, like some people just skip it and that's okay for me, but I've personally I would feel like I'm missing out on this instruction. Like if I'm gonna watch 7 hours, I might as well watch this 8 hours. So.
Okay, fair. Okay, so if we continue from that, maybe we can go to the questions that you've received.
Yeah, sure.
So if you can like open them.
This.
Yeah, this I think it's.
Okay.
Yeah, you will understand it.
So, what is the hardest thing in competitions for you? Thank you for the question, Janina Muhova. I get pretty stressed on the competition.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm super tired. Like my heart just beats faster. I calm myself down, and it's just. It gets easier. I'm always stressed, like no matter how big or how small the competition is. Like I even get stressed. I go to the salt competitions and like I fought with all of these girls like 3 or 4 times and I still get stressed because this is just the competition nerves and this is okay. Like I know I expect it and I just have some, like for example, I know that I can't listen to music before my fights because I just get like too excited or like too, I don't know, I just start like visualizing me win and I should like focus on like the technique, like what I want to do in this fight. So yeah, I think the hardest part is the nerves.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have like, as you've mentioned, you have the visualization that you do. Do you have any other, like let's say rituals or things that you know that will help you to calm down and like focus on what's happening?
I mean, just breathing, I guess it helps when like slowly breathing. And like what I tell myself always is that I want to be here because I can always literally just exit the building and go somewhere and like not compete, delete my entire Instagram existence and like nobody will ever find me. Like I can just quit this sport and instead I'm choosing to come to this competition because I want to, because I like it. Like of course some moments are stressful but most of it is rewarding and like I see the value in this like nervous situations like so yeah, I'm not like, I don't really know much what you should do to calm yourself down. I think you should ask like a sports psychologist or somebody. I just breathe and tell myself, hey, you want to be here, like you chose to do it. So
I believe that with your like cleverness over the years, you will be able to come up with something that will help you.
I mean, I think there are like professionals doing it. Like maybe I should take care of it and ask somebody, hey, like what should I do? Because it doesn't, I don't feel like it affects me a lot, but I just get nervous. And what I do, for example, is I always like talk to people to, like, I don't like, for example, sitting in silence before, like I just like to be, just like in training, talk to somebody, like laugh about something, like not focus so much about the thing that you're gonna go and fight in a couple minutes.
Okay, nice.
And then the next one, I have no idea.
I will I forgot about the funny opening. So maybe we can do it right now. Do you have any favorite Czech words or expressions?
Czech
words?
Ahoj.
Ahoj.
And I know...
Burčák.
Huh?
Burčák, maybe.
Maybe I know this word. I recall it.
I think girls gave you some burčák when you were teaching their seminar.
Yeah. That was super fun, to be fair, this seminar. Yeah, now I remember.
And do you have any others?
No, unfortunately. I don't remember. That was... I even invited girls in Czech to this camp.
Yeah,
like I translated, but I did it super bad. It was from Google Translator, but I don't know the phrases. So
to be fair, when I saw it and I heard it, I was like, this is like, I believe this is her first or second try, and she's speaking pretty well.
Oh, this is. Yeah. I mean, you understood. So yeah.
Okay. So. This first question is like, How does it feel for a girl from Poland to be able to compete on like the highest level and to be able to like place on the podium, like I think like what's the feeling like to be able to achieve something like this on like, let's say, European and world level?
These two competitions were different. So first, I don't think like being from Poland is like it actually makes me a little bit like not better, but like I need to find the word. What I mean is that from this context, I don't feel like going up from, because Poland in this context sounds like some shithole with like very bad jiu-jitsu.
Disadvantage.
Yeah,
right?
and yeah, exactly. And I feel like being from Poland is actually super advantageous for me.
I would say so as well.
This is like great, like especially like I'm in a country which is pretty wealthy. You know, I get to train and compete, and you know, this is basically my, like I can choose what I can do and everything. Like, oh, Sebastian Patek is calling. I'm just gonna turn it on. Okay, so this part, I don't know. Like this is like, and also like, you know, we have like Adam Wardziński and Mateusz Szczeciński, so there was somebody before us, you know. It's not like I was the first one or anything. We even had like, we had even women like this Maria Małojasiak. I didn't know it, but she placed second on ADCC trials.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know which year was it, but somebody told me and I was like, oh, because I thought like she qualified for Worlds, but I didn't know she medaled. So like,
Okay.
It's not even like a woman from Poland hasn't competed in Worlds. She did. So yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
And then these two competitions were different because in Europeans I lost my first match, so it was like, oh, I didn't feel like I deserve to compete in this Open. Because I was like, I lost, and just because the amount of girls was so little, I get to fight in the Open. So it felt like, oh, like I'm actually, like I don't deserve to be here. But then like, I'm not gonna not compete just because I feel like I got it for free. Like I may as well like go and try to win something. And I won it, and I was like, oh, this is, but every single moment I had in my head, like, oh, we didn't win the division, like this is pretty bad, like how because now like some people tell me, yeah, you're a brown and gold medalist from Europe, and I tell them like, no, I'm not a brown medalist because I got it for this was a default medal, like I didn't do anything to win it.
I mean, it was a default medal from the category, but then you had like 4 matches in the Open.
Yeah. In Open I had I was a super low seed.
Yeah.
So I had 4 matches.
And you've managed to win all of them with submission, or? Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, but they're saying like, you know, some of these girls had already have like 3 or 4 matches that they like. But yeah, no, to be like, I was super happy. Like that was like of course, like my dream was to win division and Open, but I was still happy about Open. Like this was the first moment where I won something major outside of Poland, and I didn't like, because as I said, like that year wasn't like, I focused more on finishing this degree than on jiu-jitsu, so I didn't expect this year to be like so good jiu-jitsu wise, and then I did this Open, and I don't know, like it was a very funny. I cried when I won this Open, so it was pretty cool.
Nice. So maybe let's, as Sebastian is calling you, and we are like, it's for people who are listening to this, it's 22 and 43 minutes. So it's almost like 1 hour until midnight. So let's finish it with the last one. How does it feel for you to, like, as you've mentioned, you are at the Polish scene, you are fighting the same girls several times, and with some of them, or let's say most of them, you are friends with. So how is it for you to like go to fight against them? To like, how do you set yourself to like still be focused and want to win, but at the same time, I believe you don't want to hurt them and stuff like this, stuff like that?
I think with most of them, I was first opponent, then friends, because I used to be super sour after I lost. Like I wouldn't talk to girls, and I would be like, "This bitch, like, is probably like, I don't know, she's ugly and she's not nice."
Okay.
But then my friend, I had a friend in from my first gym, who after he lost at some competition, he was like, he came up to the guy he lost to, and he lost by submission, and he was like super nice to him. They started talking, and they like connected, and I started thinking like, wow, this is super cool. Like I'm so sour after all my losses, and this guy is just like being so friendly with the guy. And then with these women, with all these girls from Poland, like I know I'm gonna meet them again. Like this is 100% probability fact that I'm gonna meet them again. And why would I be like sour and, you know, not nice if we can like have good relationship? Because we're gonna fight anyway, so we can just, you know, have good relationship. And some of them like developed into like great relationship. And for example, with Julia, we started like doing this camp together. So it's all really good. And then with this friends thing, I think I've never had a problem with it, because it's like, I know this girl wants to win as well, and she's gonna do everything to beat me and me as well. Like I had my teammates on the competition almost like break my arm when I was trying to get away from armbar, and this is okay, because if like I know when to tap, and if I'm not gonna tap, then you have the right to apply more pressure. So I guess we're just, so when I fight, like I'm pretty, I'd say not, I wouldn't say the word chill, but when I, for example, armor people, like I don't go all the way. Like I apply this pressure, but I don't go like just fully break it in 1 second. Like maybe probably when I do majors, that's where I like switch. But in Poland, like this girl is probably just, I don't know, this girl is probably wants to tap. Like not many girls wants to snap their arms for a Polish national like title. So yeah, I think I've never had a problem, so it's hard for me to say, but I guess you just, you know, you agree with your opponent, with your friend, like, hey, I want to win and you want to win as well, so why don't we give a good fight, go for it, and then we can, you know, have a good fight together, and so that's what I would say.
Okay, so maybe really the last one to close it out, as you are like very young and already accomplished, what are other accomplishments that you would like to gather until the end of your jiu-jitsu career?
The biggest one I want to do is, well, I don't know, it's hard to say, because I'm like focusing on what's this year, like what I want to compete in, and I guess my biggest like dream has always been to win trials, even like no matter what Craig Jones is gonna create with the CJI, like trials is just something that I was like developing in jiu-jitsu, and it was always there, and I think it's my biggest goal in jiu-jitsu to win trials.
And as far as like, as you've mentioned this year, what is like the...
I mean, this is gonna be my first year as a black belt, so I can't even imagine, like today, like Martin, I didn't even think about it, that Martin told me that this competition we're doing in June, like I'm gonna have to compete in black belt division, which is extremely exciting, because there's this open, which you can sign up without a medal, and you know, you can fight Gabi Pesania in your first fight, and I really like, this is just extremely exciting. I think I just want to like just show my skills, like show that show a good jiu-jitsu. Like I'm not even thinking about certain medals, because it's gonna come, anyway. I believe in it, but I'm just focusing on skill development as much as possible, especially in this environment I have. So yeah, I think this year just do as much as possible as a black belt, like compete as much as possible and win as much as possible, of course. But we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So I would encourage like everyone, whenever they are able to meet you, to spar with you, because I myself have sparred with like so many people, with even like so many high-level people. I've sparred with Helena and other people, and I would say about you that you have like very complex jiu-jitsu. You are good at passing, you are good at guard play, you are good at, I know, back system, you also have pretty good armbar system. You were also at one time pretty good with like front headlock passing and front headlocks from there. So I think like I would like to encourage anyone who will meet you sometime at some camp or seminar to roll with you, because like to experience such a complex sparring with a girl, it's quite rare.
I'm so sorry, this grappling thing.
Yeah. And I think we can close it with this.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's very, very
or
nice
if you
to
have
hear.
anything that you would like to say to...
Thank you for the invitation, and watch, what's the name?
Jiu-Jitsu povídání.
Jiu-Jitsu povídání.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I wonder what have I